Yo, what's good? It's your bro Lo, and I'm bringing you guys another saucy trading video. Yeah, it's been a minute once again, but I'm about to drop you guys a little bit of sauce and how you guys can, potentially get really good at ICT's concepts very, very fast. You know what I'm saying? If you really, really do what I'm telling you to do right here. Okay, so let me go to my Telegram. If you guys can look at my Telegram, you guys can see this in the link is in the description. If you guys want to join this is just a Telegram channel, journal. I literally put my analysis in here, basically. And some of you guys might ask, if you look at it, you'd be like, hey, Lo, like, how do you know where the draw is gonna go? You know what I'm saying? How do you know, like, very accurately? How do you know, how do you invalidate your bias or validate your bias, or what invalidates your bias and what validates your bias? You know what I'm saying? And when you look through my chart, there's a lot of things that, I draw up, you know what I'm saying? Just like, for example, here, right? EU, especially this week, EU, right? I basically gave what invalidated my bias, what validated my bias when I stayed out of the market, when I started getting interested. You know what I'm saying? Just like how you see how it's drawn up right here. Here's that liquidity pool right up in there. Arrow showing you exactly where I wanted to see it come to. And then you see how I have NAS right here, saying basically waiting for CSD, which is a state in change in the state of delivery. Right here, come back to that volume imbalance, right there, and then bounce up, right back to buy side liquidity, right? So here we go. You can see right here, here's the CSD there, right? Here's that volume, here's that fair value gap along with that old daily volume imbalance, right? Using that as an inversion rate, and there's EU there, right to where that gap, boom, right, liquidity. Also, here's NAS. What did it do? CSD came back, used the daily volume imbalance as an inversion array, and then continue up, right? So boom, right? So there we go, right? My goal this week was to help everyone that sees this with bias, drawing, and validation. Hopefully it helped. See everyone next week. So if you guys want to go to this Telegram channel, you guys can do that. Link is in the description. Feel free to check that out. And basically I just want to show you guys how I got really good at the concepts. Let me make sure I'm recording. You know what I'm saying? How I got really good at these concepts, right? Basically, I've been doing it for a minute. I've been studying ICT's concepts for a minute, basically back testing it and doing a lot of chart work with that. But basically the main thing of how I got it done faster was basically not faster, but basically journaling. First I used Discord, but now I use Notion because it's a little bit better. You can easily keep track of and of everything, and everything is in place, you know what I'm saying, already for you, especially if you use this template. I'm gonna put the template, the link in the description, so you guys can use that. All you gotta do is click that link and then duplicate it right onto your Notion if you're signed in, right? And so basically you have this chart. Basically I did this myself, the lab, renamed everything. First it starts off as hustle trading and trading journal or whatever, but I just put the little lab thing to make it a lot because that's my name. And then I have my own little annotations, but basically you got the calendar right here. Basically this is a lab. Here's a preview of that right. Here's how I got Sunday, right? Sunday I got the little draw right here, starting off with the daily, boom, here's the 4 hour, here's the 30-minute, right, to see the whole week, right? And I have that all annotated there. And I want to show you guys how I did this every day, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way into Friday, right? Just going back through time, using my trading view replay, not just clicking to see what trades I can get using a replay button, no, actually documenting what the week did, right? So I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna walk you guys through. Basically I'm gonna go to the current week that I'm at, which is the 13th of March, right? So basically this is what I'm gonna do here, right? So here's the daily, right? All I do is I use this trading view replay, right? That way I could get back through time easier. If you want to keep scrolling back all the way back in time, and it takes more time, you want to struggle with that, going to do that. But I would suggest just buying the trading view replay, you know what I'm saying, and then doing it just like this, right? So here's the daily, right? I went to Monday, March 13th. This is how I start off the week right here, right? So boom, here we go. We have this here, right? This is the price action that we have now. I'll mark out all my new week opening gaps. You see I have multiple new week opening gaps just sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Just there, you know what I'm saying? I just went back in time through the daily, and just not through time but through the daily, just marking out new week opening gaps. This is a concept that ICT teaches. So whatever concepts that you learn from ICT, you could just plug in and play into this, right? So boom, you do have this array. You see this gap right here. I'm gonna bring that out real quick, right? Because this is an old PD, higher time frame PD array that could potentially be used here, right? So there we go. It's been used here, then close below it, used old gaps right here, you know, pushed up. So it could, price could come back down into this, but you know, the thing here is I don't want to guess where price is gonna go. What I want to know is what is price gonna do for this week starting Monday, right? So here we go, let's do that. So here's Monday. Okay, so Monday bounced down, right? We broke above this new week opening gap, could use that support to push up. Comes down, immediate rebalances, probably use this gap in some form of some way. Here's an old volume imbalance right inside of there, so you can mark that up there, right? And I color coordinate certain higher time frame PD arrays. My dailies, I usually do orange. My weekly, I do red. 4 hour, I do like a darker blue. 1 hour, I do light blue. You know, black, white. You know, etc., etc. Right. So right, we can annotate there just like that. Right here, this is what it bounced on. So when we go into lower time frames, we can see what price did into there. Here's the open of a down candle right here as well. So I'm gonna do that. I have this created as well. So boom, what you could do here is basically plus daily OB, you know, something like that, right? Use that with the volume imbalance, and then hold on, what is this? Let me go back out. Okay, so boom, just like that, right? So we have that, right? Price pushed up. This is Tuesday, right? Well, actually, wait, no, that was Tuesday. This is Wednesday. Here's Thursday. See if we could continue up. We just expand through this buy side liquidity pool and these old volume imbalances, right? And most likely it may target, wait, this is Thursday. I don't know if Friday is gonna make it up into here, but we'll see, right? And then Friday closes right here for high of the week right here, and then you have mean threshold of that order block, which you can potentially get right here. So let's go ahead and grab mean threshold right there, right? Boom. I like to use these little horizontal arrays. That way I could annotate what it is over here, and that way when I go to my lower time frame charts, I can see that on the right, whatever array that is. So I have that right there, and then I could put right here mean threshold of bearish, negative OB, daily OB, right? I do something like that. So there we go, right? I have that there, right? So basically, when you look at this week, you can see that price came down, bounced on a discount array. You have consequent encroachment of this wick as well. You can annotate that. I pushed up above this down candle right here, broke through certain ranges that it shouldn't have broke through, because this is immediate rebalance, right? Push through this volume imbalance, the new week opening gap. So what does that mean? Bullish, right? Come down, immediate rebalance, come back to this discount array, push up. There's gonna potentially be something in there, right? We come back down again before the day starts, open, low, immediate rebalance, high, push through, right? On a Thursday, close, right? And then we have Friday basically cap off the week, right? And so this is what I could do right here. So boom, grab my arrow right here to basically annotate what the week did. So boom, there's my arrow right there. Gonna go ahead and color coordinate that. So basically I'm gonna do a light blue. All right, you could do green, you could do whatever color you want, basically, right? It's my light blue arrow, and then I'm gonna do the red arrow, basically to cap off the week, right? For the daily, just to basically show myself what was the daily drawn to right? And where did it stop, right? So boom, that's what it draw it to right there. Mean threshold, that order block, buy side liquidity, boom, right? All right, and then I just screenshot here, right? And then I go into the lab. You can name it whatever you want to name it, right? And then I go to Sunday. So I go to Sunday. This is the 12th. Monday is the 13th. I just go to Sunday, and then I put whatever pair it is, right? US 100 draw, right? You could do US 100 right there, okay? And then I just go down to the comments, and all I do is I just boom, copy and paste, and then I have it just like that, right? To see what the week just did. Real quick, real smooth, not something simple, you know, not some light, right? Okay, and then after I do that, after I get the daily, I want to see how the week basically delivered on a not too low of a time frame, but on a, you know, a little bit more detail, right? So here's my arrows right here, basically showing me the week right there. Also, what I do is I also like to grab this horizontal array, and then I like to plug it in on Sunday, and I like to plug it in on Friday, right? Well, basically the next Sunday, right? So boom, Sunday right there. And then I just take these right here, you know, make them a little bit bigger, just like that, just to basically show me my week, just like that, right? So you can see it a lot better, just like that, right? So there we go. You can see the week there. You can annotate a little bit more if you want to, right? So you can see maybe I would like to, you know, show that sell side was taken here, you know, document that, annotate that, right? Here's your shift in delivery right there, basically closing up above this new week opening gap right there, right? You do have this order block here, right inside of here. So maybe you know, maybe you would have thought it could be bearish right there, right? But it wasn't, because we're bullish, right? Bullish higher time frame. We're looking for that bullish. What's the draw on a higher time frame, right? So the higher time frame, we're bullish, so we're not really looking for sells here. We're looking for this to be invalidated or a premium rate. We're looking for when price pushes up into here, we're looking to continue to keep buying, right? So here's the 4 hour. You took out sell side right here. You can annotate that, right? Fair value gap, here's that same volume imbalance right there, right? That was used here, right? And then that immediate rebalance, that down, those 2 consecutive down candles, is that order block, right? Push through. That's the fair value gap that pushed through. Boom, it came back down into that on Wednesday, pushed up through Wednesday, and then we have Thursday right at around silver bullet time. Basically right here is when this push happened, right there, right? Which we went above maybe, what is this, consequent encroachment of a certain PD array right there, right to the pip, right into there. So this old PD array. So boom. So basically you just take that, you can annotate that, you could use this little annotate button, right? Not the annotate button, but basically you could do, okay, boom, right here, okay, redelivered, put something like this, redelivered back to a volume imbalance. You know, you can put something like that, and I cannot spell, you know what I'm saying? So redeliver back to a volume imbalance. You can put something like that right there on your higher time frame. Low of the week, you put low of the week on Monday, right? So I could do right here, low of the week, right? Monday, do something like that, right? Have that in there. Oh, hold on, kind of getting a little spooky. All right, there we go. Low of the week Monday, right? Just like so, right? And then can mark out this fair value gap right in here. And also you have, what did price do? Came back into a fair value gap that took out sell side liquidity, pushed through this range right here. So it utilizes this fair value gap right here. Once it pushes right through it, right, utilize that during around London probably made the low, and then silver bullet came in and we pushed up right there. So this was a good buy during Thursday, and you could just annotate that just like that, right? Copy, put it into the lab. I'm not really getting into too much detail because I don't want this video to be too long and too boring, even though I feel like, you know, even though it's long, it might be long and boring. This is very important, you know, and I'm showing you guys exactly what to do, you know what I'm saying, and how I do it, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these this fair value gap right there, and since it is the 4 hour, I'm gonna turn it into the colors that I like, right? A 4 hour array, make it a little bit bigger, right? So that's my 4 hour P array colors, right there. So boom, right? Let's go to the 30-minute, because I like to go to the 30-minute too to get a better visualization of how the week played out on a 30-minute. So boom, right here we go. Sell side taken, came into that old volume imbalance right inside of there, right? And I will understand this by looking at this, because I know how I color coordinate my stuff and what zones is which, because I know this is a daily basically zone, right? But you can annotate it, right? That way you don't forget what it was. Boom, you can see I delivered right to that sharp rejection right after this. What does that tell me? That is bullish. You can see that there's really no fair value gap inside of this range. If you look at this, you have these consecutive down candles, which is one full order block, right? You have this propulsion candle right inside of there, which is a basic order block inside of an order block that price accumulated in, and then it snatched liquidity right in New York, right inside of there. So you can annotate that right here. So boom, right there, right? I can annotate right here, sell side taking New York kill zone and into order block, right? So I could do that right there. Here's that same new week opening gap. I kind of almost came into it, but I would expect that to basically stop price. You can also do balanced price ranges just like this, right? So here's a fair value gap just like that, right? Here's a fair value gap. I'm gonna put it into black just like that, kind of lighten it up a little bit so that way you can see the price action a little bit more, right? So I can annotate this is a balanced price range. Why? Because price pushed into that fair value gap to the top of it, then came back down, worked through this fair value gap again, came back lower, pushed back through it. So if price is bullish, it shouldn't play around in this this gap right here. And basically consequent encroachment of that, it should keep at bay. So let's look at that. So hold on. So here's consequent encroachment, and it didn't even come right into it, and you touch it, didn't even push back through it, which is good for bullishness right in New York. So that just shows you that we're bullish here during New York. So you could be a buyer here, which is probably news, but all in here to push up into buy side liquidity plus that new week opening gap, and that could have been a trade for today, right? So you can annotate it just like that, put in that the consequent encroachment of the gap right around here. If you would have been eyeballing it, you probably would have thought it would have touched about a pip, but boom. So we continue up. To invalidate that bias, it would have to push through that right in this new week opening gap, and then maybe we'll be back bearishness to come back to this same volume imbalance and work this low again, right? So that's kind of how you can annotate to be like, okay, I can annotate that, and that'll help me remember that, okay, that's how I can stay bullish right then and there, and it's respecting bullish order flow here, right? Took out sell side continuation, right? So boom, you have that there. What time was this? This was around lunch. No, this is, I think it's PM session there. Yeah, I think that's the PM session right here. That price came back down to this fair value gap right inside of there. You can annotate that for that day, for Tuesday, right? Then Tuesday came back down, took out that low that was created during PM session right here, created a order block right inside of here, the candle that closed below the liquidities, lowest down close candle, right? Came back into that same daily order block, right? That you could have marked out on a higher time frame. As soon as you would have seen this and see that how the bodies is just respecting that, right? And then we continued up. All of this is all efficient and balanced, right? You could have been you could have had a silver bullet entry possibly right here, right? Maybe on a lower time frame, which we're gonna see there, right? And then here's that same fair value gap that they potentially use right there to continue up. Here's that same volume imbalance. I mean, new week opening gap. You could annotate that, right? And then here's that 4-hour gap that was created. This potentially immediate. This basically balanced this right here because we pushed through, closed that in, and then we pushed away from it, right? So you can anticipate price to not really go through here, right? Go through here if we're bullish, right? Because all of this is immediate rebalance right here back into this new week opening gap. It shouldn't come back into here. Also, you have a breaker, right? You have a breaker this high right here that took out this low, and I'm going through all this with you, right? I'm going through all this with you, right? You have that breaker there. You can pay attention to that, right? You can annotate it. Breaker, right? And I'm just going through this quickly, but you could really get into detail with this, right? You could put plus. I'll put plus breaker to show me that it's bullish. It's a bullish breaker, right? And here's that fair value gap right in there. I could take that out and just know that price is right there, playing inside of that. Also, you have consequent encroachment of this wick that you could possibly look at right inside of here. Watch the bodies. Right, 50%. Look, consequent encroachment of that wick. Right, you can annotate that. Bring it out just like this. Right, close that out. And it's kind of a consequent encroachment of the 4-hour fair value gap as well. So it's a lot of confluence right here at silver bullet time. Silver bullet time, right, on a Thursday. So a good buy was here, right? So you can see silver bullet was right here. Silver bullet, right? Silver bullet entry right there. You have that all annotated, and then you can see how price pushed up for the week and then closed and it capped off the week on a Friday. What did Friday do? Came into mean threshold at order block. Bodies didn't close. Here's the end of the week. Friday usually caps off the end of the week. There's a silver bullet inside of there, potentially, right? Took out buy side here. Take out buy side there. There's probably something inside of there that pushed back down into this old volume imbalance, right? And then you kind of use this new week opening gap as resistance, and then it continued from there. It continued lower from there. It capped off the week, right? So now I got my week just like that. There was a buy Tuesday actually. There was a buy Monday, right? Monday potentially was a buy. If you wanted to wait till Monday's price action finish, you have buy side liquidity built up. Tuesday, here's a buy there. Right, so what you could do is you can annotate, put arrows right here, right? So I'm gonna document that in blue, right? So there's my blue arrow right there, right? Also here, right? And then you have silver bullet right there, right? Silver bullet, little arrow right there. And then you could put where you take profit at. You put the little red arrows wherever you want, right? So after you have that, then once you have that, you could copy, right? Put it in the lab just like this. And now we put lipstick on our week, and now we have our week just like this, right? So there's our week just like that. And when you do this unlocks your basically your eyes for how price should deliver to whatever target that is trying to deliver to, and what should price do and what price shouldn't do, right? So there we go, just like that, right? So each Monday, so you could go to Monday, right? So let's start off Monday. I'm gonna just do a few, right? Just to kind of show you how I do it, right? So here's Monday. Oh, US 100. This is what you do. So that way, when you do other pairs, you could keep it. You could keep it. We do US 100 here. So when you do other pairs, you know it's all set and organized, right? So US 100. Boom. We're here, right? I go down to the comments. Okay, let's go to our 15-minute time frame, and then we go to Monday. So low of the week Monday here. You kind of move your annotations you would like, just like this. Boom. Here's that gap. Here's that gap right into here. Came down on a Monday right here, 10 o'clock. There we have a shift in market structure. Here's a old fair value gap as well. If you wanted to be a buyer, you could have potentially been a buyer right at 10:45. That is still around silver bullet entry time. You have an IOFED right inside of there, right? So you can annotate that. I'm gonna go to the 5-minute to kind of see it a little bit more. So you have your 15-minute. You could document your 15-minute time frame. So boom, here's your 15-minute time frame. I could do something like this. Copy. And then I just plug it in just like that, right? Plug it in just like that. Go here, go to my 5-minute time frame. And see, if you didn't have the TradingView replay, you would have to scroll all the way all the way back, all the way here, just to get that entry. I mean, or just to basically see how to the price action in here, right? So here's your shift in market structure. Monday, you would have saw this fair value gap right inside of here, but you can see how we pushed through, closing this fair value gap right here, and all it did was accumulate orders right here, and then silver bullet came into that 15-minute. This happened at 10:50, so you possibly wouldn't have taken that and would have just left it alone, but you can see that this was taken here, and then price pushed up right here, so you could kind of get that 5-minute right there. You could annotate, okay, 10:50, right? You could do like this, 10:50. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, okay. 10:50. Price took liquidity and ran. Right? Do something like that. Right? 10:50 price did that and ran. At 9:45, right? Fair value gap was created. Not around 9:50. 9:50 fair value gap was created. Basically, not a fair value gap, but like on a 15-minute. Basically say that, right? 9:50, 9:45 fair value gap was created. You can annotate that, right? If you would like. I would suggest annotating that. What time was that low created? You can annotate that. 9:30, 9:35. This low for the mitigation was created. Or you could say this order block was created at 8:50, right? 8:50 Eastern time or 8:45 Eastern time, right? That down candle was created. When did it push through this fair value gap right there? You can annotate that, right? Just in case you see an anomaly throughout price action that happens over and over at a specific time, right? And so you will have that. And then you have Monday price action basically finished just like that. So I'm gonna just copy that right there, and then I'm gonna put this into here, right? Oh, okay. So let me go ahead and throw that in there. You know what I mean? Throw that in there. Sorry, my mouse is kind of like messed up. So there we go. So now you have Monday's price action, right? So once we got Monday's price action, now we could go to Tuesday. Right here, here's that sell side right there. You can start off at the 15-minute, whatever lower time frame that you like. Go to the 1-minute. It depends on how far you go back in time. You might not be able to go to the 1-minute time frame, you know what I'm saying, or take you back. So you might have to stick to the 5-minute, 3-minute, and then 2-minute at certain specific times. You'll understand what times you will have to stick to, right? And then you have right right here. Here goes Tuesday price action. You go to the 15-minute. I can annotate that, right? Annotate that right here. Sell side was taken into what? Remember that balanced price range. What else? You have a down candle right there. Shouldn't have to come back down into here. It could have, and then still close right back where it did, because this is definitely news. This is 8:30, right? So whatever news event, usually around 8:30 news happened. You could go back and check what news event it was, and then plug that in there and annotate it. You could do that. I don't do that. I just know that news was in here. I know for sure if it was super aggressive. I know that's CPI and interest rate decisions, and you know, it maybe NFP, you know, usually, which is on a Friday or Thursday, right? So you could see that right there. So boom, right? Low is created on a Tuesday right here, so I could copy right there. I already got the annotation right there. Sell side taken, right? Plug this in here. Let me go out. Go out of this, right? So I just click over here on the right just to get to this. So we go to Tuesday now, right? US 100, same thing. Just rinse and repeat. US 100. Okay, so notice how I have all of these, right? When you first download the template, you're not gonna have all of each DXY and all of that, right? So what you have to do is you can add that in here by like basically typing in. So if let's say I type in US, like for example, US, even though there's no, okay, let's say USD MXN, for example, right? For me to type that in, right, you could create that just like this, just like here, right? Now let's say when you first get this template, which I did struggle with, it'll be a locked page. You'll see locked up here, and then you won't be able to create. Let me show you. Wait, I think it was something. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, here we go. So boom, let's say I do like that, right? It won't let you create it at first, right? So you have to go up into like this little thing right here, and it'll be like unlock, what's it called? It'll say unlock something, right? Just like how it says lock page right here. It'll say unlock page, right? And you just click on that, and you'll be able to put in like your annotations, or you can edit the little, you know, these right here, your little options and stuff. At first it won't let you do that, because you have to unlock it, right? Right here it let me do it right there because I already unlocked it, but you'll notice when you first download the template, that's what you're gonna have to do. So just remember that, right? So boom, here go Tuesday right here, US 100, right? And then I go down here, rinse and repeat, you know, have that there, right? Sell side taken at that time, 8:30, right? And then we had that sharp move go to the 5-minute, and you could really get it. You don't have to move as fast as I'm moving, right? You could really look and get into detail on what price is doing, right? So let's go to here. Okay, so sell side taken here, right? And then we pushed up above that there. There's really, you have a silver bullet right inside of 950 right here. I mean, you really don't have a silver bullet much. Yeah, you really don't have much of a silver bullet besides that 1050, 1055, which came into here. But 1050, you have this move right here back into this, in this gap, and you can annotate when this happened, this new week opening gap happened. This is something I wouldn't look at right here as like a silver bullet entry, because it already kind of pushed up during news, you know what I mean? But New York kind of gave that entry here. You could anticipate price not to go back below this low because it already took out sell side. It could have, but I'm just annotating just like that. Nothing in here I would have taken, but you can annotate the price action, right? Which I would do, right? Now normally what I do is I just annotate what's clear to me now, right? Since I already did this so much and back in the past, I know what I like to see, so I just annotate what's very clear to my eye, right? And this is how you start making it clear. So it came back into that 5-minute fair value gap plus that new week opening gap. Use that 5-minute order block right there, continue to push up, respecting bullish order flow. It shouldn't come back all through here because all of this is all efficient, right? All of this is efficient. So Maybe it was a silver bullet on the 1 minute right inside of here, but I don't like this. I would rather see this high get taken first and then come back down into a silver bullet into that same fair value gap right here. I mean, you could have possibly used that same fair value gap right here at 10 o'clock, 10:11, right, and reutilize that. This should be balanced. Actually, it's not balanced, right? But it already worked inside of this fair value gap. Might leave that open. Still use consequent encroachment of this new week opening gap and it continue up. So I can annotate all that. And a silver bullet could be inside of here. So we could check the 3 minute. Let's go to the 3 minute. Go all the way. All the way. Okay. Okay, here we go. Check the 3 minute time frame. So boom, right here you have a volume imbalance. You can annotate all that price section. Go to the 1 minute, annotate all that price section, and you could document it. Just put it all in there. You know, I'm rushing through it right now, just to get through this. I don't want this video to be too long. And then you can annotate this fair value gap. Maybe you could refine it a bit, but keep that higher time frame fair value gap in there, right? And then you see we capped off the day. The high of the day was at what? Let me go to the 5 minute. Because I like the 5 minute time frame for a lot of my entries, right? Okay, so here's the 5 minute. High was created in at 11, basically let's say 11:30, 11:35, right? You can annotate that high of the day, create it at 11:35. High of day, 11:35, right? You know, little things like that. How that you'll get a little flow going on with it, right? And then you could say low of the day around news, right? So low of the day, 8:30, and everything is Eastern Standard Time that I have it on now, just to make it a little bit easier to show you guys times of day, because I usually go off of my time and I know what times of day it is during New York compared to my time. But to make it easier for, you know, study purposes and with other people, I could show what time certain times are created. So 8:30, this is a typical time. A lot of low of the days or high of the days happen where London session gets ran out too, and this is the time London's lows were ran out, and you can anticipate London's low to be ran out because of what sell side was here, and you can annotate all of that and just understand all of that, right? PM session right here, 3 o'clock. Well, this is 2 to 3. We deliver back down into this fair value gap. You can annotate what time was this delivered into this fair value gap, and then it continued up, right? And this was basically an hour of movement. So you can annotate all of that right in there and study each move that basically happened, right? So buy side was created. So let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and my fault. Put that into the lab, right? So boom, we have that there. Copy. You got also annotate what times this was you know, that fair value gap was created, right? What time sessions ends, what time does like low of the days happen, when does the low, what session does the lows happen at? Like, you could do all that. Just you know, go with the flow of how you like it and just stay consistent, right? So boom, right, there's the 5 minute. Now I have that day documented, right? So now we could go into Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday, US 100. Here's the pair. At this point, I don't even care if this is a long video, you know. US 100, boom. Okay, so now we coming into this on a Wednesday, right? And I'm gonna just do Thursday, Friday can cap it off, and then we can end this in the week. So this is how you do your little weekly. You could do this every week for your weekly reviews. Every Sunday, you just do it like this and journal it, right? So re-deliver it back to the volume imbalance, right here, just like that, right? 10. Okay, let me see. Okay, so boom, we broke back above that same old fair value gap, took out sell side liquidity at what time? This was at around 7. which is the start of the kill zone, but I want to see order blocks get created in New York. So this order block got created at around 8:35, right? So right here is an order block for me. This is, you could consider this last down candle as an order block, but I like this run lower, right? This run lower, right? And I can annotate, go in, take this out, right? Actually, let me go to the 15-minute. I forgot you want to keep it consistent. You could I mean, you could keep it to the 5-minute if you want to, just to make it better. But you can see right here, so boom, right? And get the open of this order block right there. This order block was created at what time? What is that? 8:30, right? News. Okay. So boom, I can annotate that, right? OB, hold on, let me do plus, oh my gosh, plus, wait, can't even get the plus by, plus this, one more time, OB created at 8:30. That's a very high probable order block, you know what I'm saying? And I understand this, right? And I like order blocks created around this time. If I see that this was created at this time and I have a bullish bias, what does that mean? This is a high probable order block to buy off of. Potentially, maybe around New York, the same kill zone, or maybe around ICT silver bullet time, maybe around ICT's PM session. You know what I'm saying? It's just a very high probable order block. So boom, order block created. Where was that order block created into? That same volume imbalance, right? And what else? That higher time frame order block, right? Now I'm really getting to see, right, what price is doing at certain times. Okay, boom, right? We have that there. Here we go. We have a 15-minute fair value gap created here. Okay, I'm gonna take this out right here to make this a little bit better, a little bit more refined. Right here is your order block. I could go ahead and do this certain color, or I could do plus 15-minute OB, right? It's my 15-minute order block. Remember, I like to see 15-minute and 5-minute order blocks created at a certain time, a certain session, right? At certain times. Boom, 8:30. Here's your fair value gap. When was this fair value gap created? Let's annotate that. 9:15. 9:15. We're gonna annotate that. FVG created at 9:15. Right? So boom, we have that annotated, right? You can move this anywhere, you know, it kind of look a little bit messy, but you know, that's completely fine. This should be a balanced price range, so price shouldn't close around 50% of that. You got 50% of this wick as well. It kind of went through that just a little bit if I eyeball it, right? But you can annotate that. Came down back to the open. Use that. Body still closed within consequent encroachment of that 15-minute fair value gap. So you can add that in, right? Go ahead and do that. So boom, here's consequent encroachment. You know, really annotate consequent encroachment, that 15-minute time frame. So boom, consequent encroachment, rebalance that price. If price was to come back into here, if it's bullish, it shouldn't really go through that. If it does, then you sit on your hands. You can annotate that, right? But you can notice here, 10:30 silver bullet entry, right? Here's your silver bullet. Put that in there. Silver bullet. Right? What time did this come into that fair value gap? You can annotate that at 10:30. Silver bullet entry at 10:30. Right? So boom, we can do that. How long did it take for this to reach up into that gap? Right? Take the little tool from entry, which was here. Right? Potentially would have got tagged in somewhere right here, 10:15, or you would have got tagged in right at 10 o'clock. You probably would have entered there, right? And probably wouldn't have waited to come into the order block, and then your stop loss could have been right below this volume imbalance, just in case it wanted to reutilize that, right? And then would have gave you your TP right at 11:30. So basically it took basically an hour to complete this move, right? You could have put your stops maybe below the order block right here, right? If you was to enter there, right at the order block. Also, you can use your fib from high to low, 50%. If you want to buy at least below 50%, your entry could have been at this candle instead at 10:15, right? And then it would have took basically 10:15, basically basically an hour and 15 minutes just to close that in. So you could be like, okay, maybe it should, if I don't see maybe if this constantly happens where it only takes an hour for you to get to your TP or your 1 to 2 or whatever profit you want to get to, then maybe in 30 minutes price should be moving. And if price is not moving in 30 minutes, it's still playing around and maybe pushing into this zone, playing around too much, then you could cut the loss. Because most of the time, let's say if it is to deliver to your TP in an hour, if it's playing around in 30 minutes, not moving nowhere, right? When did it start moving? In like basically 15 to 30 minutes, right? So you could start cutting your position, cutting your lots, whatever. You know, you can start adding little things to your trading plan because you start seeing certain anomalies, right? So boom, you can annotate that, how long it took, an hour and 15. I'm not gonna do it right here, but that was your entry. And then you could put the little arrow, right? So boom, put the little arrow, you put the little blue arrow, whatever, right? Move this little silver bullet thingamajigger. Where did the silver bullet come into? Fair value gap, okay? And then you can have your little arrow right here to annotate, okay, when you're getting out, okay, it's at a old fair value gap right inside of here, right? Maybe you took partials there. Maybe you wanted to see it take out this buy side liquidity pool, and that could be another where you just finally get out, right? Which is around like PM session time, right? So boom, you could put another arrow there, right? And that's how you annotate that. So there we go. Now I have all of that annotated just from the 15-minute time frame. Really don't even need to go to the 5-minute. I could go to the 5-minute to refine it or the 1 minute to refine it, but everything right there is from the 15-minute time frame. And I got all the details I needed straight from the 15-minute time frame. So you could just do that. You could, if you want to dig more deeper, you go to the 5-minute and the 1 minute just to see what happened. But just to keep this video pushing, you can see what happened right here, right at what, lunch hour, 2 o'clock. There's a macro there, right? It could have been a fair value gap inside of here. Here's that old new week opening gap. Look how it utilizes that. This same old fair value gap comes into there. You could have had an entry somewhere right there. Put your stops under here, right? These 2 consecutive down close candles, right? Because it could have continued up to that buy side liquidity pool there. You annotate that, right? But since I want to focus on silver bullet for the AM session, then you can focus on that, right? So now we can go into Thursday, right? Here's that same 4-hour fair value gap. I did not mean to put it at purple, right? There's that fair value gap right there, 4-hour fair value gap. Remember, go to the lab. Let's go to Thursday's price action, right? And if you want to, right, you see how I could go to confluences here, right? Here's the confluences. I could put silver bullet right inside right here, right? Silver bullet. So that way, when I want to search up the silver bullets, it'll pull up everything that gave us silver bullet each day that gave us silver bullet, and you could just, you know, look at that. Or let's say I want to plug in like 15-minute order blocks that was created at 8:30, right? I could put that as confluences, right? I could just search that in, and then each day it'll pull up on the calendar that was created, right? So that way I could just, you know, it keeps everything organized, right? So US 100 right here. Let's just do Thursday real quick, and we could just cap this video off because I think you guys get the gist of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Right? So boom. So I already got that annotated right here. Here's the silver bullet. you already have Asian right here, basically documented right here because of the indicator that I got to go on and do that. You have a little bit of fair value gap left inside of here, but remember this is a higher time frame fair value gap. When people would think, okay, this is sell side liquidity. Yeah, it could dip down into there, but it doesn't have to, right? This could just stay open because I already utilized what they need to utilize right here, right? Stay open. This is basically breakaway, right? Once you got that move up higher, right, and it's coming back down into that 4-hour fair value gap, right? That's all it needed right there. And then here's an old fair value gap. Hold on, I think it's the breaker right here. So there's the breaker right there. It really doesn't need to push down lower in inside of the range. And if it does push down through that, then it could potentially be a problem, especially since it's at around what, 930, right? 930. Once you got that break higher, your silver bullet came into right here, and this was the entry for the week. Could have been like the best entry for the week. So let's look at what happened here, right? So we have Asia taking out, constantly taking out sell side. So sell side was taken here, right? Sell side was taken here, right? And then my order block was created at 9:15, 15-minute order block. I want to pay attention to what time that order block was created. Once again, if you want to document that, you could document that, right? So plus, here we go, messing up, y'all. Plus OB 15-minute order B block created at, I mean, you could put the times right here if you want to. 9:15, right? 9:15, plain and simple, easy, right? You got the time right there. Okay, silver bullet time window right there. And let's say even before ICT dropped this, you could have been realized that this is like the main key time that to get into, and you could notice that the fair value gap was, fair value gap was created around 9:50 to 10:15. That ICT's window they gave you could have been understood this if you would have did this, right? And just document it. Okay, when was fair value gaps created, and when did price start moving, right? When did price trade into a fair value gap and continue to buy side liquidity, right? Could have had all of that, and you could find more key time windows or more macros potentially if you did this, depending on whatever pair it is, right? Whatever pair it is. Okay. So let's do that, right? Here's buy side liquidity. I'm gonna put a little eyeball because I like the little eyeballs right here just to keep my mind on that, right? There we go. A little buy side liquidity pool, right? That could have been a target right there for your silver bullet entry. 15-minute order block created, silver bullet, copy. Okay, now let's annotate this real quick. This is a fair value gap that price pushed through right inside of here, went up through it, came back down into it, right, redelivered back into it. Now if price moves away from this, this is balanced, right? This is balanced, right? Price starts moving away from it, already worked inside of it. Now when price moves down back into it, you don't really want to see it close in this. You know what I mean? Because this is now balanced, right? So this at 10:30 right here, this little move down right here, you could have been a buyer there, you could have been a buyer right inside of here. Even right here, you could have been a buyer when price completely pushed through this, because this is now balanced, right? Because it completely pushed through this. So not this move that's coming back down, but since look how this was open right here and this was the start of it and it just pushed through. You don't want to see price completely close that in, and you don't want to see it close in consequent encroachment of that, right? So boom, so we have that there. You understand that? I'm gonna annotate. I'm gonna actually take the screenshot here, copy, right? And this moved way more than the lines portion. You don't even need the lines portion of the move, really. Could have got a low-hanging fruit from that, which low-hanging fruit is that buy side liquidity pool there that was created in Asia, and Asia left that, right? You could annotate that Asia left that and came lower and took out sell side liquidity, ran into that same old volume imbalance, same old breaker, that breaker right there, right? The breaker, and then that 4-hour fair value gap, consequent encroachment. Look at the bodies, even on a 15-minute time frame. Look at the bodies. 15-minute order block created at a key time window, 9:30, right? 9:30, 9:15. That's a good time window. There was an order block created at 8:30, but price never pushed up above that, so we don't use that. But when price does go above that, you could use that order block to accumulate orders because it was created at what time? 8:30, right? It closed below liquidity. This is a good area to accumulate orders at, which it did right there, right? You can annotate that, right? And understand that. I'm giving a lot of nuggets right here, you know? And all of this is taught by ICT. ICT teaches this, right? I just understand ICT's concepts because this is what I've done, right? So boom, here we go. All of this is efficient, right? Here's another balanced price range now. Why is this a balanced price range? Because price pushed through it. It's not balanced yet. Just re-delivered to it. Pushed through it, came back down, right? Filled it in right there. Now is balanced. So when price pushes away from it or pushes through it again, this is balanced, right? Price shouldn't go through this. So now we know that if we do get an entry, let's say right is what's the discount of this, right? Let's say from this low to this high. Let's say we do want to enter around the 50% right here. If we do enter here at maybe the low end of this, right? We do enter here, which is one of my rules. I like to enter at the 50, right? We do enter here. You could be like, oh, I want to put my stop here because it shouldn't go. No, it could push through here. You want to give it room to push through and play around into this 15-minute fair value gap. But you know that you could potentially keep your stop under this low because this is an order block and a mean threshold of that. And all of this is balanced right here, right? All of this is, I shouldn't even push through mean threshold of that, of this fair value gap. So you can annotate that. It shouldn't push through. Look how I use the top tippity tip. You know what I'm saying? Tippity tip of it. You know what I'm saying? And it pushed up, right? So your entry could have been all right here, silver bullet, silver bullet right here, 1020, all in there to push up into there, right? So I can annotate that 50-minute order block, 5-minute order block, shouldn't push through here. So look, show you guys how to do it. BPR, right? Price should not go through and close CE of it, right? I could do that right there. Consequent encroachment of that gap. When was this created? 9:15. Oh wait, remember there was another fair value gap that was created at 9:15, right? 9:15. Can annotate that. When was this order block created? 9:45, 9:50. You have this push through right here. There's potentially a fair value gap right in here. Let's see on a. I don't know this. I don't know this. We're gonna see. I could just anticipate a fair value gap to be created there, right? So let's go to the 2-minute time frame. Then I'll go to the 1 minute because it may not let me go to the 1 minute, right? Oh no. No, I can't go to the, okay. I can't go to the 2-minute time frame. Okay, so now I gotta go back, y'all. My fault. My fault, y'all. Alright, you see what I mean now? Y'all see what I mean? Alright, so here's Friday. Alright, let's go to the 3-minute. 3-minute time frame, right? Okay, so here's the 3-minute. Here's your fair value gap right here. 1018. Fair value gap created around 1050. Oh, 1051. But on the 1 minute, there's an order block created. Okay, 1050. What does ICT teaches? You want to see a fair value gap created at 950 and it's 4 o'clock. That's your entry there. Wait, what? Document that. Annotate that. Boom. Put that in your chart. So let's go there. Here's a volume imbalance as well right inside of there. I don't want it to be too messy, so I'm gonna just do like this right here. Put that in white, right? Silver bullet entry. How long did it take? Here, let me go in there. Move this up right in here. Silver bullet entry right in there. All right, silver bullet entry. Oh man, here we go. Low, how do you know what price is gonna do? Where price is gonna go? Where is it gonna draw? What price should go through? Here you go. This is how I learned. Just like that. Boom. Thank you, ICT. Thank you, ICT. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. There's your silver bullet entry. How long did it take? You want to put all that in to deliver to what? Buy side liquidity, right? If you want to, you could use your long position. You know, make it a little bit easier, right? You could have entered right here. Stops could have been right where you want to give it room to push. It could potentially push through that main threshold of that order block in this same balanced price range, but you don't want to see it close it in. It didn't even do that. It just tapped right into there, right? So entry could have been there. Buy side liquidity right there, right? Targeting on a 1 to 2, or you could have partial right there, right at it, you know, right at that. I like 1 to 2s. So boom, that's your entry. If you want to get a little bit more refined, you could have entered right inside of there, and then your TP could have been 1 to 2. Oh wait, but you could have gave it more room. Why? Because we're bullish, higher time frame. Could have took a partial there, and you could keep taking partials all the way up to wherever you want to take it, and just document that, right? Just like that. So let's go ahead and you can put the little arrows too, like this little arrow. Let me show you. Could have been a buyer here, right at 8:30. I mean, right at 9:30. Could have been a buyer. You also could have, and then you could have been a buyer right at here. Oh, you could have been a buyer here, right? You could have been a buyer there, if you wanted to. Why? It's at that old volume. It's at that old breaker. That breaker should accumulate orders at that breaker, right? What happened? What happened after? Like what happened right here, right? 8:30 created a low, shift in market structure right here. You could have had an entry here if you wanted to. Could have had an entry, you know. But then but if this is your time window to wait for, this is your trading plan, you wait for this, right? So here's your silver bullet. Dude, right there. That's your entry. And then your targets, you could use the little red arrows. You guys are getting the point now. I don't want to bore you guys to death, but I hope this, you know, I hope this really helped, you know what I'm saying, on journaling your trades. All right. Partials there, right? And there we go. Clean it up a little bit for your screenshot. Right. And then voila. Copy. Go ahead and end this by putting this in the lab, right? Here we go. And man, just like that. Just like that. Confluences. You can put whatever, 15-minute candle, order block, you know, rate of internal liquidity, silver bullet, you know, how long did it take? Usually I put like the entry, what time the entry was, how long did it take, 1 hour, 15-minute finish, an hour finish, maybe it delivered in 30 minutes, you know, whatever you want to do right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and call that off. You know, one more thing, at the start of the week, like on a Sunday, you put the high of the week and the low of the week, and make sure you put it in confluences. So let me show you that real quick. Right, so here we go. Confluences or multi-select, you can do that. High of the week, you do high of the week. I mean, low of the week. Monday. And I can't spell Monday. Monday. High of the week. Friday. Not gonna go through Friday's price action. You know, I think this video is too long. You guys get the point now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bore y'all. And there we go. And that's how you do a complete week. It took me about an hour, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But it probably actually it ain't take me no 30 minutes. It took me about an hour just to complete this. Is usually typically if I get in real details with everything, it usually takes me an hour for each week. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you could spend 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day just to do this, or an hour a day, just do a week. You know what I'm saying? and you guys will unlock your Sharingan just like that. You know what I'm saying? And understand ICTs. If you're not an anime head, you can understand ICTs concepts a lot better, a lot faster, and you know, you see the market better than a lot of people because you did the hard work. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe if you want to. I can do more weekly reviews if you guys would like. Go ahead and comment below if you would like me to do that. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend, the rest of your week, whenever I'm gonna see you guys again. And I'm out. Peace.